Howdy, y'all. I'm going to be doing this fun fact thing about Julia Gillard. It's not really an argument, but she will be a good example of why feminism is silly nowadays. Now, listen to how stupid this sounds, right? This woman, Julia Gillard, believes in misogyny. This woman believes in the patriarchy. This woman believes in actual functional sexism. This woman, a woman who has risen to one of the highest levels of power in the world, to the highest level of power in her nation, prime minister, believes in misogyny, patriarchy, and feminism. It's absurd. This woman is proof that there is no such thing, that feminism has run its course, that women can, in modern day society, rise to levels of power comparable to men. And she's proof of how to do it. Look, this woman has no kids. She's never been married. No kids, never been married. Wow. Sounds like this woman went MGTOW and knew what she wanted and she went after it. She became partner of a law firm by 29. Before she was 30, she had a law degree, was an attorney, and became partner in law. And then she wanted more. What's the ultimate accomplishment for a lawyer? To make law. To be in politics, so she started going after it. And eventually she got there. This woman is proof men aren't holding women back. This woman right here, she didn't let anything hold her back. She's an atheist, and she had no God. She gave up everything for her status, wealth, and power, and she did it. And yeah, hey, we can be a little weird about it. She's not a bad looker. She's landed a boyfriend or a spouse. They have some kind of weird laws in Australia. I don't pretend to understand y'all's weird political system. But her boyfriend or live-in boyfriend or whatever is a hairdresser. It's weird. A hairdresser and like a real estate investor mogul kind of guy. Charity runner kind of guy. It's weird. He has 3 kids from 2 other women. One of those kids was when he was young. And the last one was like an ex-wife or something. I'm not sure. But he was a hairdresser. Julia, in her recent speech a few years ago, sorry this took me a long time, did have some pretty good one-liners, and I might go over them. But I don't want to make this too long, because they just want the nuts and bolts of this argument. This woman was a successful, no-nonsense woman, who knew what she wanted out of life, and she went and got it, and she gave up everything to get it. Children, husband, God. She gave up everything. Her life was her job, and her job was making law. And then she got to the highest level of making law in her country, if ever for a brief moment, shouted that women are being held back. It's ridiculous. This woman is proof that women aren't being held back, that if anyone's holding women back, it's by their own choices, which goes to her disagreement with the guy that replaced her. She makes allusions to abortion. She even gave up. Yeah, she had a child, a possibility of one. She gave it up. She never outright says it, but she alludes to it. Yeah, this woman is the example. This woman is the example that misogyny and sexism no longer functionally exist for women in a legal sense, in a cultural sense. Right? I will not be lectured by this woman on sexism. It truly is just a power play now. The reason why she's doing this, she reached the highest levels of power, and it's a power play. She was checking the room. She went up there, checking the room of Parliament, found out that it wasn't as completely female-centered as they would have hoped, and so she uses blatant shaming language. At times in her speech, and near the end of her speech, she blatant shame. There's irony going on in there in her life, but factually, she uses blatant shaming language. So she got up there, and she said, hey, you guys should feel bad, because it's still not completely 100% about women. Ironically, this woman, who rose to the highest levels of power in her nation, says women are being held back. But she is the example of how you get paid equally, ladies. She is the example of how you get the job. Nothing held her back from being partnered before 30. Nothing held her back from running for office. Nothing held her back. No kid. No husband. No man. Not even a god. And And so you guys have a nice day. And always remember to go your own way. Yours truly, M.